Speaking of Splatoon 3, there's no news apart from the Splatfest and the widgets, which is a lot of news. But this part, I want to talk about the game in general. Splatoon 3. There are some things that really annoy me. I mean, terribly. And I'm not talking like small things, or maybe they are small things in your eyes, but these are big things in my eyes that are just, it's so, oh my, like it's terrible. It's honestly terrible. It wastes my 3 minutes of a turf war. I hate how it is. So, let's start here. Sometimes when you get into a Splatoon game, if you're lucky enough to even get into a game, sometimes within the first minute and a half, it'll say, a player left early. I'm paraphrasing here, but a player left early, it basically would be unfair because it's down with 3 versus 4. So it just kind of kicks you out. First off, what's wrong with that is the error message shows up for like 10 seconds. You can't just hit A to exit out of it. So imagine you're playing Splatoon, error pops up. 10 seconds isn't a long time, but no other error is there for that long. So you're playing, splat, error. Player has left, and then it stays here. 10 seconds. 1, 2. You kind of see the point? Like, it stays there for a while compared to any other error in any other game. If you get an error in Animal Crossing, hit A, it's gone. Error on the Switch home menu, hit A, it's gone. This one stays for like 10 seconds. It's probably just like a connectivity issue, but it's still really bad, and no other Splatoon game had that problem. In other Splatoon games, if that happened, I believe it didn't give you that error. It would let you play 4-on-3, I think. And yeah, because it would have like a black squid instead of like the neon ones or whatever the heck. It would have like a silhouette squid because a player was missing. So in other games, I believe it would let you play. Dogs are barking. I don't know what's happening. If they bark too much, this is kind of a drill on the Mario Matter, where if the dogs bark for more than like a minute, I just cut and then we come back. But I'm gonna try to talk over them. I feel like they're not gonna stop for a while. Did they just stop? Perfect. So I believe no other Splatoon game had you do that. It had you just play 4-on-3. This one is different though. And here's the thing. If a player leaves, here's what I'm also kind of annoyed about. If a player leaves after a minute and a half, you still play 4-on-3, but you do not, or I have not, gotten any XP from playing those games. Dude, I use those meal tickets, and every time that I play a Splatoon match and do not get XP, I believe it takes away from like my 20 games that I have after eating one of those meal tickets. That is like, okay, fine, I'm losing a little bit of XP, but this is terrible. Like, this is terrible. Now, this is totally different for ranked modes. If you're playing ranked, you never want to have 4-on-3. And if you are that team that has the 3, you don't actually lose any rank. So, this is different. Not ranked, but turf war. This is pretty annoying that you have that long error, and also if there's somebody that, leaves early or something, you do not get any XP. I think it's terrible. Terrible mechanism. Yeah, I mean, like, I remember just playing and, like, getting the error, and maybe it's patched now. Maybe it's actually patched, because I haven't seen it in a while. But it just said, like, player left early, didn't give me any XP, nothing. Maybe it's patched, but, I mean, yeah, and, even still, like, I played every single day from when it came out to, like, late September. I stopped playing. One, because I just lost interest after playing it for like a few days straight. Second, the servers are just terrible. Like, they're without playing on Ethernet, I could not, and I tell you, I could not get into a game. It took me, I think, 5 times to get into a game on Wi-Fi. Not Ethernet, but Wi-Fi. Ethernet, which I have right here, is pretty good. I get in normally first try. Worst case, like an error or two and then I get in. But even still, like this should not happen. What is different from the matchmaking in Splatoon 2 and 1 that gives me an error every single time I try to get into a game? Now, is it because the game is still new? Maybe. But it's tomorrow, as of recording this. Today, as I'm posting this, the game is a month old. They've put out like 2 patches, and who knows what those have done. I'm sure that they've improved it a little bit, but it's still not perfect, and Splatoon still needs some patches, and then they should fix it by the next Splatfest. They definitely should fix it by then. But if they don't, dude, do I even want to play? I mean, probably not. I mean, like, it's just terrible, and I don't know. What really bugs me is just the fact that error is there for 10 seconds. Like, come on, come on, let me get out of the game and get into a new one. Come on, people will say, "Oh, it's just 10 seconds," but like, I'm not used to it, and no one is, because any error you get, except for those scary ones on the Wii where you have to turn off the whole console, any error you get can just be dismissed by hitting OK or A or whatever you hit. This one can't. You gotta wait. Like, think about it. 10 seconds while you're playing Splatoon, you're like, okay, error screen. What, you just stare at it? You go on your phone and then 5 seconds later just put it down? Like, what do you do during those 10 seconds? I don't know. It should have just had, like, I believe in Splatoon 2. You would get errors, but it says a communication error has occurred, something like that. Okay button. That was literally it. I never had to wait in Splatoon 2. Now, when I say all this, the last thing that I am is a Splatoon or even Splatoon 3 hater. The game is phenomenal. I finished the story mode. One of the best story modes I've ever played in my life. I tell you. I'm just here to tell you what I don't like. I don't do that for everything. Some things are great. But I really had to talk about that just because I can't be the only guy. I can't be the only person that sees that error and just, like, is tired of sitting there for 10 seconds. Like, come on, I can't be that only guy. I can't be the only guy doing it. There has to be somebody out there. If you're out there, comment and let me know that I'm not the only one experiencing these 10-second long errors and also not getting any XP after my game that I just played for 3 minutes, which is not a long time. I get it, but it is Splatoon. Come on. No XP. Come on. I'm trying. Your boy is trying to get to level 99 star, and you're not giving me any XP. Come on. This is terrible. But anyways,